Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize that the mic wasn't on. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Andrew. Uh, yeah, what I was saying is the bar in the intro footage. I'm pretty sure I've been there. I just can't remember which one it is. It's either this pub in Southeast, or it's like a steakhouse I used to frequent. Anyway, yeah. So as you may have read, Forrest Hansen is out sick this week, unfortunately. So you're just gonna have to contend with me. And we were going to do we were going to build the perfect event according to what we and you sort of want, and we're going to work through tiers and that sort of thing, but we're not going to do that today because I really wanted Forrest here because we obviously have same but differing opinions, especially on how a convention should be run. So today we are going to go through a few dance clips, and I'm basically just going to talk shit the entire time. I'm going to tell you what I think works, what I think doesn't, but we're mostly going to focus on the positive here. And I've purposely picked clips that I'm in, or that my friends are in, or that frankly have things that I just don't enjoy that much, so I can learn and grow too. I hope you're down with this. This is not going to be a normal thing. Also, this is going to be the only episode really that we don't put on the podcast, and I imagine this won't be that viewed of an episode, so I get to say whatever the hell I want. And please feel free to weigh in and give your 2 cents, and also give me your clips that you may want played or things that may have affected you positively. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. So, and I want to thank again Black Rose Fitness Society for being our sponsor. They're the gym that I train at, and they're amazing. And if you ever have any time or you're ever in Southeast Portland, please check out Black Rose Fitness Society. Honestly, going there has changed my life, and especially helped my dancing. So I'm gonna kill the music, and we're gonna switch over. So yeah, this is us watching us. So I have compiled for us a list of 10 performance related. Actually, I gotta have to switch something around really quick. There we go, because we're not going to switch out. There we go. So I can actually watch the chat. A list of 10 videos. No, that's not right. It should be 11. Let's reload that. 12. There we go. List of a few videos that I find a ton of value in. So we're just going to kind of start at the top-ish and work through them as we see fit. The object here today is not to say like what sucks and what doesn't. It's more just to dissect what is interesting. Yeah, and we're most probably not going to get through every single one of the videos. Andrew, you may notice that your video with Haley is on there because I want to talk about you specifically. So we are going to do that. So we're going to start with me. And just if you grab your cocoa and hey, Katie, the main reason I look forward to Wednesdays, you're so sweet. Well, I hope you can put up with Forrest not being here today. It's not going to be a big, deep discussion. It's going to be us watching videos together. Let's start with me. Here we go.
Give it up for Matt Guffin.
So I'm using primarily, this is going to be great. I'm using primarily clips from Rose City Swing because they're one of our biggest supporters, and because that event is always really special for me. So in this, I pulled Delancey, who is my regular dance partner, and this is like my showing of good faith to everybody, because I think the way that I dance in this is a fucking train wreck. And so let's just get into it. We're going to do a reaction. Basically, I might talk shit about myself, and then we're going to go back and talk about it a little bit. And that's pretty much how we're going to do every song. So let me skip to where the dancing starts. I think there.
Remember, hustle. Hustle. Shush.
She's perfect. It's ridiculous. Stupid ass. Let's pause it there and talk about some shit really quick. God, I'm embarrassed. Okay. So that's not the train wreck comes next. That was rough for me, but still. So I'm going to talk about a couple things. A lot of times in partnerships, I don't see a lot of synergy, so to speak, in styles. Not that that's a bad thing. And what I mean by that is being offset. One person has a strength in one thing, the other person has a strength in another. So in this, we're just going to, for me, let me just talk about performance quality. So I am rarely the quote unquote sexy one. I'm usually the funny one. And so with Delancey and I, all of her movement style is very sensual. It's very sexy, and I'm a dork. So that's what I'm getting out of this. In this, a very serious song, we try to be funny. I really wish that this moment with the shaky hand, I wish that people laughed at that because I thought that was fucking funny. This whole thing. Yeah, because it says, I want to hear my handshake, love. And I'm just a little behind the beat so people can get the joke. And it totally doesn't go over. It doesn't work. So sometimes you try and sometimes it doesn't work. I personally don't think that you should try to be funny. And that's one of the things that I hate about this dance is that I tried I was trying to calm down. But when you're in front of like Deborah and Brandy and your peers like PJ and, you know, you get nervous and you gotta, there's anything I could remind anybody to do, it's to fucking breathe. Cause I relied more on humor here than I did on danceability. The one thing that I really like about my dancing in this, cause I think Delancey's perfect in this, is right here. I think it's right here. No, it's not. I'm wrong. It's right... Where are you? Right here. This. So I do something weird. We do something weird. Boom. And then I try to lead her, but she doesn't go, so I back off and I use body movement in English to come out of it, and it works. So we try to do a serious moment. This whole opening, this first section, I honestly like a ton. It's the second one that starts to get just batshit crazy and just frankly doesn't work. And I'm going to just preface now that like I tried so hard to overamp and perform in the second half instead of just waiting and catching this massively recurring cue in the music. It happens like every 20 fucking seconds, if that, and I just didn't get it because I wasn't paying any attention, and that's stupid. So here we go. It's going to be great. Goody, where are you? Okay. There. Here we go. Part 2. I will say one thing. I do love my immediate, like, I jump into things, at least that, you know, I just get into it. That's a plus. And I celebrate my partners. See? Not waiting, just assuming. And she even gives me the cue, like that's gonna come again. She points at me and I still don't get it. Oh, this is so painful. I try to make another joke that doesn't work, that PJ already made. I missed the launch pad right there when the beat drops. Nothing in the music called for that. The nothing ever called for that. Ugh. Why do I say thank you? I say thank you like I hit some fucking thing that was... I didn't hit anything. I shook my partner at what I thought was going to be the exact same cue, and it just didn't happen. So, what I take away from that is don't make shit up. Like, ever. At all. Just wait and be affected, because there's this awesome thing that happens with music. When you look at somebody, okay, here's how this works. The music happens, and then it travels across the room, then it gets into your ears, then you move your body. The music happens, then we do it. Not guessing, not trying to come up with bullshit before it even happens. Anyway, and I was just making stuff up. It wasn't even good. God, that's infuriating. Okay, let's move on to another thing. So, do I want to just go down the line? I'm going to use PJ as the next example because I said that I basically stole something that he did. He already makes this joke about triple stepping. He's making fun of Brad. We all do that apparently, even though he kicks our ass constantly. So this is him and Deborah, and I've said this a couple times. PJ is one of my top 5 leads on the circuit worldwide, and Deborah is one of my top 5 follows. They're unbelievable dancers. I think everybody knows that. So we're going to move on. We're going to go to that. God, I already have dry mouth. Oh, and thank you to Eric Chisholm for posting these, and thank you so much to Babak and Trudy for doing my favorite convention. And thank you guys for coming.
Give it up for PJ Turner.
Whoa, this is having some severe hard times loading. Let's give it a little second here, a little buffer. And in the meantime, I'll just say that, again, thank you to anybody who posts videos of West Coast Swing, because one of my biggest problems is media presence. We don't have it. We have so few dancers worldwide comparatively. We have like the equivalent of a neighborhood in LA worth of hip hop dancers in West Coast. Please record your dancing, put it online, let people know what we do. Okay, that should be enough of a buffer. Let's do it. Oh, and to preface, this is an amazing example of just weird, like, kismet shit that happens. Also, I'm nervous, so I'm going to be swearing a lot today, and I'll do my best not to. This dance is a great example of just when, like, the stars align, because the two of them are really great together. They hit a bunch of wonderful stuff, but also their second song full-on just sets up according to what they're wearing. It's ridiculous. Here we go. He waits. See what I'm saying? I love Deborah. Could be wrong, but this might be the dance that made me cry. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was a very emotional night. going to pause it there because the things that I want to point out the most is the thing that I love arguably the thing that I love the most about PJ is when he gets a slow song, he really waits. And you can really see him and feel, if you've danced with him, you'd probably know, but he really connects with you. Full palm, none of this like weird claw shit. He knows how to settle into his weight. And he'll do a move a lot longer than the average dancer. And that's huge. Like if you have a move that you feel like maybe you're being a little frantic, take an extra few counts. Just it's simple shit. And then Deborah, if you've never danced with her, she is amazing about letting you know she's about to do something. And those two qualities, like every lead and every follow needs to practice that. Let someone know as much as you can that you're about to do something, and maybe take a little bit longer so they can catch up with you. And then there is the thing that he did with the spin. And then my bad habit with spins is that I can do them really well, but I usually make them all about me. Adding that extra flourish at the end where he does a halo into a dip, that's solid gold. It's always be thinking about or be reacting to what's next. And don't just do a thing and stop and be like, did you see it? Yeah, let's move on. Song number 2. And this is where everything just sort of like comes together and it's bizarre. Hang on. Sorry, I got to stop it right there to point out the whole hat thing. So you've heard the term comedy comes in threes. Well, so to like use that as a term for art in general. Art comes in threes. It's a nice loose rule. Deborah took the hat at the beginning. PJ grabbed it back and it was backwards, and now he turned it back. It's theming. Like that little thing is like when Brandy Tobias spots the audience when she does turns. It's stuff like that. Think about the tiny things that maybe not everybody's going to catch, but oh man, when they do, it's solid gold. Here we go. God. See? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so if there's anything out of this too, other than just like sometimes your songs are the greatest things that's ever happened to you, like who's that young girl dressed in red, who's that young girl dressed in white, that's just incredible. If there's anything out of this is you'll notice that they both fell, right? Like Deborah falls right about here. Nope, before then. That whole thing. And even before then, here you go. Yeah, a little off balance, but she's under control. Yeah, and then PJ does a turn later and stumbles out of it, which happens all the time, both of these things. But why those still work is because they both commit to the new position that they're in. Yeah, a lot of amazing moves come out of that. So instead of trying to like micromanage and fix, you just go with what the hell's in front of you. And honestly, you'll save yourself a ton of injuries with that. And it's something that I'm working on a ton with especially in my West Coast, instead of just getting flustered and like, oh, I need to turn you again. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're going to move on from there. God, PJ and Deborah are two of my top favorite dancers in the entire world. I want to get PJ into the Pacific Northwest more. We need to be learning from him. He's unbelievable. And then there's Deborah, who's just a monster, and she's been around forever and just has so much experience, and she's so talented. If you've never taken a class from her, do it. We're gonna keep going down the line. Next is Andrew Sonata and Haley Vaughn. And so Andrew's really important to me. And I don't know if you're still here, dude. If you are, you're amazing. Because I've known him for a long time, and I've watched his dancing change more than anything else. And I remember watching this at Rose City and like seeing some notable difference, because I'll go like a month or so without seeing my friends. And especially with Andrew, who actively works on everything that he actively works. There's always such a notable difference every time I see them. So enough jaw jacking. Let's just get into it. I'm not going to I will dissect the crap out of this. It'll be great.
Sonata, you are up.
Did I say Hannah? I meant Haley. If I said Hannah, Haley Vaughn. Sorry. I think I was reading Hannah Meyer.
Andrew will be dancing with. Or slow.
Skip on down.
Okay, they both prefer slow, so we're going slow. Rose City, give it up for Andrew and Haley.
Somebody say get a queen. And immediately they're in. They've committed to the song and joking with each other. It's cool. Take a breath. A little too quick of a drop out of that. But he waits.
Change the last name was happening. Cause you look so good. Tell me why you wanna work here. I put you on the front page of King magazine, but you gon' get yourself hurt here. Hey, baby, I bought you in the back just to have a conversation. Really think you need some ventilation. Let's talk about you and me. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, she out on me. I think she want me. Now I can't even lonely. Now, oh, I can't believe it. Ooh, she out on me. Man, I think she want me. Now I can't even lonely. Now, and you don't understand, she made the people say, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Sure. She's pregnant right here, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea what Haley said at the end. So what I love so much about that is that when I met Andrew, like, you're here as far as I know, so your dancing was really fucking hype and wiggly, and it was all about like I got to show you what I got. And in this, you're really mellowed out. You're really waiting for Haley, and that is huge to me. What I want now is I would love to see like that sort of control with more, like bring back a little bit of that wiggliness. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. I would love to see more texture in that, because there were these awesome playful moments like Haley's bouncing through her turn. That's super hard. But yeah, like she said, he didn't drop he didn't drop me. That was intentional. That's good when your partner communicates with the crowd. Yeah. All of that, you were under control. That's really big, because I have a huge beef with the All-Star division right now, in that it's a lot of flash and trash, and it's a lot of look at me, and it's a lot of making jokes that don't need to be there, like I said about my clip earlier. I really like this dance for a lot of reasons. Katrina says, Andrew's been putting in the work. It's been great to see the progression and the style influences. Yeah. Now that you've got all that nice bass, it's clearly showing that you're waiting. It's like you're getting into your hips and you're more grounded. I want you to put more of you back into it. You know what I mean? Just a little more texture, because I know you got that waving in there. It'd be nice to see that. Not a lot of people are able to do that well. And with a partner like you, especially, Haley can really mellow, like she can mellow out. She gets pretty hyped too. And you get to see her movement quality just a little bit more. It's a really nice partnership. I really like it. But yeah, just a little bit more of that texture. I want to see more like groove and dance, especially to a song like that. Let's see here. Who is next? Okay, so the next one is Mike Carringer and Hannah Meyer. And I rewatched this before putting it on this list, because I got to be honest, when I watched it in person, I was really not impressed. Mike tends to straddle the line for me between, he tends to go into the realm of like just too much for me. Like he does a bunch of stuff. It looks kind of chaotic. And then when I was rewatching this, there's some really nice things and some really impressive technical things in this clip. I think he and Hannah dance really well together. There's also some things that I think that nobody should ever do in a Jack and Jill, but are just based on my personal preference. Let's get into it. Hey, Bobak. I'm using clips from Rose City Swing. So thank you for putting on my favorite event. And again, thank you to Eric Chisholm. Here we go. And I have to skip like 3 minutes because it's just like Brad
We've determined
talking.
that Leilani Nakagawa actually was the killer.
If it loads. Come on, YouTube.
Couple Mike and
There we go.
Hannah.
Any day now, the music is going to happen. It's going to be crazy. P.S. This is the other version of this song is one of my favorite songs to dance to, period.
People tell me to be cautious. People tell me not to lose my self-control. People tell me to be false. People tell me not to let myself evolve.
That was cool. That was pretty dope. That is ridiculous. That drives me crazy. That's cool. Okay. So, like I said, there's a lot in that dance that's really good, and some stuff that I think needs to be talked about. So, the hand switch move that is clearly just a damn setup for a piece of choreography, that is one of my biggest pet peeves for any Jack and Jill, because I think it should be spontaneous, but you do get partnerships sometimes where you just get that luxury. You do get to, this is mostly me reminding myself because I fucking hate it, but you do get the luxury of, if you draw your partner, to do choreography that you've done. And I have to remind myself that. What I would like is actually not something from Mike or Hannah. I want more of a definition of, is that okay? in terms of a Jack and Jill. Like, how much is it lead and follow versus choreography? Like, where is the line there? Because I'm not a chief judge and I'm not part of the WSDC. I don't know. And those rules tend to change a lot. So if anybody knows, I'd love to be educated there. What worked for me in this is his big moves are great. Like, and I say his because Hannah kind of gets lost. She's an amazing partner, and you know, I like what she does. I like her texture. I also learned that she's not 12, and that blew my mind. But where is it? It's the, I'm not going to try to find it. The over the head leg kick with that leads into a turn. That's solid gold. Like, the way that he leads that, the way that it sets up is fucking amazing. But a lot of this comes down to texture and comes down to danceability. If you watch Mike's footwork here, he's not pushing through, he's not grounded, and that's sometimes a problem with the floor. That's sometimes a problem of the floor and how slick your shoes are. But all the same, this song, especially since it is a house club beat, I want to see that groundedness. And there's just an inherent lack of that when we get songs like this. There, that works. But there's no exit. Like that comes from nowhere. You have to be more grounded in order for a ronde to really work like that. Yeah. There, I would like more of that, but maybe on his basics and that sort of thing. Because Mike has a lot of really great ideas, but it's like dancing through them is not typically a strong suit. He has these big flare moments that work, but you need an in-between. Again, Mike is really indicative of kind of where the All-Star division is at right now. I think he executes things better than most, but at the same time, we all, me included, need to take more time, have more patience, and dance as a partnership rather than here comes my next big-ass move. Again, I love the big moves that he does in this. It's really great, but especially for a song like this. And if you don't know, this song, this is a different version than what was originally released. This song is about being transgender and about growing stronger through the change. So I highly recommend you go track this down. It's called Stronger. I forget who it's by. I have it on my Spotify West Coast Swing list. Just look me up. It's on there. The other version is incredible. So anyway, and Hannah, I would love to see Hannah shine more through her face because she's such a solid gold partner. I would like to see more of her. Frequently follows get lost because, frankly, as leads, we're pretty darn domineering. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. This next one is a classic. We'll come back to... Actually, no, we're going to do one more from Rose City, and then we're going to move on to some classics. We'll do two more from Rose City, move on to the classics. The next one is I just want you guys to focus on the timing of this and how Chantel Pianetta keeps her cool, because she is one of the best. Like she's just, how do I put this? She's so amazing at damage control. And I say that about a partnership with one of my very dearest friends. Cody Anzalone is a brilliant dancer. But in this competition, in the All-Star Jack and Jill, I think most people were picking the wrong tempo. And Cody and Chantel pick fast because Cody can dance fast, but he even told me he didn't take into account how slick the floor was. He didn't know which song there was going to be. Yeah, we all want to see more of Hannah, let's be honest. I completely agree. I think she's a genius. I think she's amazing, but I want to see her shine more. So anyway, what I was saying is watch this for how Chantel keeps the energy at a nice, manageable level as best she possibly can, while Cody is attempting to burn it out. You never know how long you have in a Jack and Jill, so remember to conserve your energy. Here we go. I say a lot today. Jeez.
Anzalone, you're up. Dancing with Chantel Pianetta.
Oh, and one last thing. Always remember, if everyone else in your division is picking slow, you do not need to pick fast. If you are not a fast dancer that has practiced on the floor that weekend with this partner, keep it slow. Get to know each other. Take your time. we are not the West Coast is not a fast dance these days. Not a lot of people are equipped to do it. Cody is very good at it usually, but you'll watch he burns out pretty quick. And it happens. I do the same thing a lot of people do. Here we go. Jason Wyman writes, I was in a small group practice with Chantel recently. We described her superpowers as managing her leaders. Yeah, she's like that what's the word? It's like Piccolo's cape in Dragon Ball Z. Like she's just an awesome power limiter. Yeah. So just in case you go over 9,000, Chantel will make sure you don't explode or whatever. And again, Chantel is one of my top 5 follows in the world.
You can certainly.
Oh, Hannah, we just played your clip with Mike from Rose City Swing, and talked a lot about how awesome you are and how your partnership is really amazing, and that in general, I would love to see you shine more in dances. I would love to see you perform.
Cody and Chantel.
Like almost, maybe not outperform, but almost outperform your partners sometimes. Like take more charge, because I think you're a damn genius.
JK. Give it up for Cody and Chantel.
And to be honest, I don't think this is a fast song. And we need more fucking blues music in this crowd. Like we need different songs. There's modern artists. I love Cody's confidence. He's amazing. Watch how Chantel watches Cody. She's awesome. That was cool. That was cool. That walk around, that was cool. We need to learn how to dance to breaks. They don't need to be these things. Just commit. Yeah, like what Chantel just did is perfect. Come on, Cody. There it is. Look, he slowed way down. Okay, so I do like this dance, but I like it because you can learn a lot from it, more than it is like aesthetically insane. And again, I'm prefacing, Cody is one of my very dear friends. He's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I love this man, so know that no one is safe. But the reason that he slows down is because when we do, so there's only like 2 or 3 moves that people typically do when blues music comes on. And it's that hitch kick, right? It's one of the only swing movements really that people pull out is that syncopated kick and step. Kick, ball change, some version of it. I'm sure he'll do it right here. Tap and go. Tap, kick and go. Yeah? Tap, tap, tune. That, I love that walk around. To tap. Yeah, you see that? His feet, that doom, do tap, doom, do tap. That timing is very tiring to hit over and over and over again. You will tire out. There's just all there is to it. I'm an athlete. Like, I train a lot, and that still tires me out to do the entire time. But what worked in this so well is when he starts to get tired, Cody's really smart about moving around his partner and leveraging weight. And leveraging momentum, excuse me, not weight, leveraging momentum. And then there's just Chantel, who's kind of along for the ride. And Chantel does this brilliant thing. She holds back in such a way, it's really hard to explain without her here, damn it. But she slows her own speed down. She takes much less distance when she dances, when things get tiring, when she can see her partners get tiring, wow, words, man. When she sees her partners get tired, she shortens the distance, there we go, to try to mitigate the energy that's coming out. That was the worst pairing of words that anyone's ever had. That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, that's all that I really have to say about this is I like what Cody does, but it is the same damn thing over and over again. So when a break hits, it doesn't need to be big. And you can still keep moving when a break hits, you know, it doesn't have to be, and stop, do, and stop. It's just, you know, keep moving. Especially if you're already going kind of quick. If you just stop dead, your body's going to think it has a rest, and it really doesn't. You have to continue. And in general, there was so much to hit in that song. If Cody had kept it a little tighter, he would, and a little smaller, and used a little bit more a little more texture to it, instead of trying to hit that kick ball change every single time, it would have flat out worked better. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much right now. What did I put in my workout drink? Jesus. Okay, we're gonna move on. And we're getting to my one of my other top 5 follows in the world, and that's me at Primavera dancing with our man, Forrest Hansen. Won't this be fun when he watches this shit later? And now, Forrest and I have talked about this clip a few times anyway, and flat out, I think Forrest needs to try more things. Where Mike maybe needs to calm down, I think Forrest needs to amp up just a little bit. That being said, he is one of my top 5 leads in the world too, because he's himself when he dances. He's just such a gentleman. He really pays attention to his partners. And Mia in this, I want you to mostly watch her for whatever reason, but for me, I would love you to look at her physicality, like just how much of an athlete she is. Here we go. Let me find it first. And there's one move at the end. You'll know it when you see it, and I'll probably freak out about it. She's gonna hit that break again later. That ga-ga. Forrest looked like he was eating an unripe banana. Okay, this. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That was good.
In my head, if I end up in that rubber room, I might as well be dead. Look at your neighbor, gave him a tune, sucking like a millionaire on your silver spoon. You started to sweat.
This is smart as hell.
From your soul, sweat, lost all into self-control. Sweat like a $20 whore. Sweat, no, that's when she walked through the door.
He takes his time. I love my Forrest dancing. I really love Forrest, man. And Mia again, both of them top 5 lead and follows on the planet for me. But again, here's the deal. Mia, as she goes through it, slowly adds. This song is dirty and like it's moist and delicious. And it's, you know, as the song goes on, Mia starts to add this texture that's a little bit like barroom stank. You know, she pulls out the sexuality in it, and Forrest stays very like composed, let's call it. Not that he needs to become like grindy and weird, but dropping into it just a little bit more and like maybe even using a little more plie would add that nice texture. It's a heavy song. Yeah, and there's nothing like the Forrest Hansen face, as Mel points out. But again, what I love about Forrest is he really, really waits for his partners. And he has said that he probably waits to a fault. So if Forrest would just like try something, like take a little more chances, I think he'd be this whole other monster. He's already brilliant and has such a knowledge, and he's so good. Hey, Joel, and hey, Ian. This is fascinating. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you for putting up with the format today, everybody. So, yeah, but Mia, I honestly think, is what shines here because she does try. She tries to bring it into the realm of what she thinks the texture is. And I think it follows, you have so much power, you don't even understand. Like, you can dictate so much in the dance if you take those kind of chances. And I need to point out again, if I can find it, there it is, the athleticism of Mia Primavera. Because a lot of times, I've complained about this before, and until it changes, I'm sure it'll be a continuous gripe, but the athleticism in West Coast Swing is just not there yet. You know, we shouldn't be tired when that Brother Youssef song comes on. We should be in better shape. If you want to be a dancer, if you want to be a competitor at the national and especially international level, you need to, you need to stretch every day. You need to work on your flexibility, your mobility, and your athleticism. So and we're just going to watch this again.
Yeah, Mia.
Fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, to do a split hinge like that or not a hinge, a split switch like that is that's what I'm talking about. That's training. That's like really taking the time to give a damn about your art. And that is what we all need to do, me included. That is my Everest to climb for sure. It is like a split twerk. It is exactly like a split twerk. Yes, Joel. Also, you're the best. Okay, so we're going to be moving on here. We're going to go to I think I'm on a classic clip. No, we're making our way back. A short clip with Maxence Martin and Tara Trafser from some years back. What I specifically want you guys to look for in this is how Maxence leads, and especially his close body-to-body connection. There's a move toward the end where he basically trips Tara, and I see this tried a lot. A lot of people try to do Maxence's moves. I know I'm guilty of it too. Hey, Mia, we literally just played your clip and I sang your praises for a long, long time. I hope that's okay. Now I'm nervous. So yeah, Maxence is probably the most, let's call it, quoted dancer on the planet. People take things from him all the time and try their best to apply them. Like that fucking dislocating over the back turn thing is constant. But a lot of times they don't take his lead style. So watch this, watch how he works his inner body. And for some scope, Maxence, I think, is like the number 2 at the time, was the champion or the number 2 judo competitor in France. It was judo or jiu-jitsu, I can't remember. So he really knows his body and that close connection. And Tara's just a monster in this. Here we go.
Max says contemporain, which I think.
Oh, and that was dyed-haired Max.
I check gang, baby. Room 110.
Man, throwback.
We got a penthouse suite, Snoop Dogg and Charlie. Whoops.
Watch how grounded he is.
Baby girl, come on. Come on. It's getting late. You said you wanna leave, you need to break away.
This is one of my favorite dances. He doesn't force that turn set. It just sort of happens. God, it's disgusting. So good.
Just what you need. So go ahead and breathe. Spread your wings and set yourself free. You can take it out on me. You want it, you can put it on me. Tell your friends, keep.
You're damn right, first place. So that dip, we're going to talk about the dip first because it's amazing. Watch one more time. The scratch dip, let's call it. I'm coining that, Bri. This. Am I too far? Wait. No, I'm a little too far. Okay. That. So right about there. See how close he is before he tries to do that? That's like martial arts 101. He's literally, well, I hate using literally. He's leading a throw. He's going to do, like, he's leading a takedown. I forget the exact term that's used, but and then communicating it as a dip. It's so fucking smart. And truth be told, Maxence occupies a very important space for me because if I couldn't dance like myself, if I had to pick one other dancer to dance like, it would be Maxence. He is so smooth. He's so grounded. He waits. He moves his body more than he moves his limbs, more than he moves his partner. And he dances with them instead of moving them from place to place. And this dip, one more time. Boom. And Tara's talked to me about that dip before, and she's like, I felt 100% secure, and then he just full-on kicked my legs out, but it felt like I was floating. She felt safe, is what she told me, and that's badass. So, Joel says, Leeds, let's please not kick or hurt any falls if you feel compelled to do that. Yeah, I can't stress enough that the reason that this works for him is not because he kicks her legs out and happens to catch her. There was an incident some years back, and I forget, I'm pretty sure it was Robert Royston. I'm forgetting, but basically there was a miscommunication. He went to catch his partner in the middle of a dance and tore his bicep like it's separated from the bone. Again, if that's not Robert, I'm forgetting who it is, but that kind of shit happens all the time. I have a permanent rotator cuff injury because a girl just thought she was like, I was ready, and she was maybe 95 pounds, but imagine a 95-pound bowling ball getting thrown into your shoulder. It hurts when it rains. Anyway, like, go and watch clips of Maxence, but maybe don't take away his vocab as much as, well, take away what you will. But for me, I would recommend that you take away his lead style more than anything else. Learn from him in that way about that more than his crazy ass moves. They all work. They all come because he is aware of his body and waits to feel the pressure from his partner. It's amazing. Oops. We're going to move on to arguably my favorite classic clip. This is John Lindo and Deborah Seike. I love this for just the amount of party that goes on. And frankly, Deborah's such a technical badass that there's a couple things in here that really, truly blow my mind. I hope you enjoy. Sorry about the quality. It's very old. I love you, Deborah. I love John. I love John Lindo so much. This is the very first clip I ever saw of West Coast Swing.
Look at all the people living on the street. It don't seem right, they got nothing to eat. Children play with guns, and they ain't toys.
Boom.
What will become of all our girls and boys? It don't take brains to figure it out. Every day the newspaper headlines shout. It's gonna take
So strong. So strong. Oh, Deborah.
either that or just one drop of blood. to make a new start. Just one drop of love from everyone's heart. I know, yeah, I know. It's getting harder every day to make ends meet. And when you do, it's hard to stay on your feet. Who are your real friends? You can't keep track. While you're watching your front, you're getting stabbed in the back. I ain't no genius.
I love it so much. I love it so much. And Steven says it really well. Lindo makes everyone want to dance in their chair more than anyone I know. I had the luck of being like, I think my first or second dance convention ever for West Coast, getting to meet John Lindo, and he just was so sweet and so nice, and getting to see him just rock out, because he does something that most West Coast dancers don't do, and that's dance. Just dance. Just have a good time and dance. Obviously, there's other people to do that, but there's so much joy. There's so much joy and expression in what he does. You can make the obvious argument. He does definitely overpower his follow here and there. You really have to pay attention. You can see it's clear. You can see it. And this is an old ass clip, but all the same, in my pros, I really want to, in anybody, I want to see people have a good time before anything else. Often, you can turn on a song. You can if you turned on a clip of most anyone doing West Coast, you would never be able to tell what song it is. At least here, I can see, oh, there's a breakdown there, and there's a sort of thing. I can kind of get, oh, he's got a funk vibe going on. You need to be able to just dance and be a dork and have a great time. And then in this partnership, Deborah balances out his flamboyance and his jovial, amazing expression so well, because she's so fucking technical. It's the same thing we were talking about Mia. Like, you two have something very similar, and it's really special. But she's taken the time to train. She's a Broadway dancer, she years as a jazz dancer and in ballet. Hey, Carmen. She's taken the time to master her facility and then bring it to West Coast. So we all should do that. Okay. Next is a very, very special clip to me, because as it is now, a lot of us dance very upright, and it doesn't work for a lot of people. It's really hard to stay connected with your partner. It's really, really hard to stay grounded if you're 100% upright. And West Coast has a tendency to do that. It's not really an athletic dance en masse yet. So, however, Jason Colosino was one of the most amazing dancers, because he's just so physically strong. He could keep rooted and move extremely fast. He's so athletic and so in tune with his body. He's able to have this nice upright weirdness and make it work. So Jason Colosino, unfortunately, I think everybody knows, but he passed away some years back. And we really lost somebody who was incredible. He was a treasure as a dancer. So let's just watch this. This is him and Katie Boyle. It's got like 1 million some odd views. It blows my mind. Oh, no. Yeah, 1 million, almost 1.7 million. I want you to watch for his athleticism and his speed, even though he's massively upright. And the ease at which he's able to lead turns.
I met a gentle ballroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride.
Ridiculous.
She must have heat me right across her shoulders.
Takes the time, grooves. nice and tight on that turn, right? Sure, why not? He's ridiculous, and she's amazing. Yeah, so the thing I just love about Jason is that he was physical, and that you could get really, like, in order to pull off a lot of the quickness that he had, you had to get incredibly close. You had to be body to body. We don't use close position effectively all that much in West Coast. Experiment with that more, especially if you want to do those walkarounds. Typically, it ends up being like this really weird rounded armed bullshit. Actually, you know what? No, I shouldn't say bullshit, because there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little bit more efficient if you can get into a more intimate position and have a body-to-body connection. You're able to move through a shared axis a little bit easier. Also, Malia, I just want to give you Malia San Nicolas, if you're still here, I want to give you a shout out, because I can't remember what competition it was from, but your blue dress from back in the day is the greatest thing I have ever seen, and I love the crap out of you. Oh my God. Okay, so that's all the West Coast clips that I have for you. I want to end on something that hopefully inspires you guys for musicality. And I hope this was okay today. Obviously, we're not going to do this all the time. It was just sort of a last-minute thing that Forrest got sick, and I really love doing this. You know, just about every week, Delancey von Langendorfer and I get together and we watch clips, we grab wine, we talk shit. And we dissect what we like, what we don't, what needs to work. So if you're interested in this, maybe we'll do it again. I would definitely love to have a local thing. Maybe we'll stream that with a ton of people. It'd be really cool. Somebody talk to Bobek and see if we can make it a Rose City thing. But my very favorite dancer in the entire world is Slac. He is a popper, an animator, a b-boy. He's unbelievable. He won... what's it called? The French version of America's Got Talent, basically, or the X Factor, the very first time they did it. And what was it? He was on the Cirque du Soleil tour for Michael Jackson. He's just an unbelievable dancer. And he started very late. He started when he... Oh, I'm glad you like it, Melissa. Thank you. Ian, I could low-key watch this for hours. Me too. Keep making this a thing. Maybe we'll do a special one, like once a month we'll have movie day. Does that sound okay to everybody? Movie day maybe once a month? Because this is fun for me. And it'd be nice to get, I got a nice couch back here. It'd be nice to get a few people in on the conversation too. So I'll see what I can do. Anyway, so Slac, this is from a little way back when, but I want you to pay attention to his musicality, because he does some pretty insane things, but mostly he knows when to hit. And it's very small, a lot of this stuff. I hope you enjoy. And I'm just going to zip ahead because we're basically at time and I don't want to have anybody overtime today. So we're going to go. Also, we need to do more battles in West Coast. Here we go. This is him. Again, sorry. Thank you so much for being here, Mike. Here we go. This is the guy who's going to come out as him, obviously. Sorry again for the quality. It's from like 10, 15 years ago. Again, just focus on his musicality. So he comes back on. Yeah, everything about this dancer is ridiculous. So it's hard to tell, but so with animation, let me start at the top. He has taken the time to perfect a few things and uses them over and over and over again in the right spots. There's just obvious stuff like he points at the right time, but then he does like a full body wave a ton. He's really only doing a couple moves throughout this and then just throwing in whatever rando he wanted with like the weird hand thing. He's just sort of mocking his opponent playfully. So he's mastered like 3 things, and then from there he will branch out and try some other stuff. And also, just look at his wardrobe. Animation is really conducive to like a what do you call it? A baggy or flowy outfit. It makes your waves look better. So think about what you're wearing and how it will accentuate your West Coast swing, because a lot of times our footwork isn't good enough, me included, to wear like super tight pants with like bright ass shoes. All that does is pull focus, right? Think about how you dance and then dress to that effect. Okay, so I need you to see his second part. Here we go. This is all practice and commitment. And he knows the song. That doesn't hurt. He eats a fucking candy bar in the middle of a battle. When he messes up, he commits. When he's being funny, he doesn't let it be the focus of the dance. He continues to dance. There's a playfulness behind what he's doing versus look at my agenda. Yeah. And that's something we all could take and really practice because, you know, again, I said this before, but like being funny for the sake of being funny is not funny. It's just kind of, you're trying way too hard. And it should just flow naturally, especially if you're not funny. And anyway, the point is with this, look at what your strengths are. Look at what you're good at and what you suck at, and really play around with it. So I don't have anything else for you today. I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you so much for joining me. We are definitely over time. Especially thank you so much to Rose City Swing and Eric Chisholm for the use of the videos. A little soapbox moment really quick. I think it's ridiculous of conventions to have no filming policies, and to give mad props to Rose City one more time. Conventions like Rose City are what is going to grow and change our dance form and make it better and bring new people in. So please reach out to your convention owners and get them to support filming, especially the competitions, and putting it on YouTube, putting it on Vimeo, and things like that. So we need to have more representation if the dance is going to change and grow. Tell your friends who are also already dancers, bring them in, show them it's cool, have fun, and share this dance with everybody else. Yeah, and Mike Carringer, I film everything. It's the only way we can all enjoy and get better. Mike, if I'm not mistaken, you have a live stream. So feel free to share that today in the comments for today's episode. But I unfortunately have to be done. And I just want to thank you all one last time. Thank you for being here and trying something new. I would love to do movie day. So if anybody's in town, we can get on the couch and watch the stuff, and we'll broadcast it to everybody. We'll open up the conversation to as many people as we possibly can. Thank you especially to Andrew Sonata for being here and letting me talk about his dancing. It's huge. I really admire you, dude. You're the best. And I don't really have anything else for you. Go and have the best day that you've ever had. My name is Andrew, and I will see you again on West Coast Live.